Let's just start then with the legs crossed. So just tucking the feet in, and if you need to make yourself more comfortable, what you can do is just sit on a block, anything that you need to help release any tension from the hips, and then just place your hands onto your knees. So just resting the hands on there, just keeping the palms facing up. Just close your eyes. So let's just give ourselves this next bit of time for us. So just make sure you are sitting comfortably. Keeping the eyes closed, just check in with the body. Just think about how you're feeling. How does your body feel? How do you feel today? Let's just try and leave all of this just outside of our mind for now, so that we can just now focus on our breath. Just notice the breath flowing in and out through the nose. Just let it flow naturally. And then maybe if you can, just try and find a bit more length. So take more time to breathe in and out of your body. And just feel the softness through the face. Soften the jawline. Notice if you're gritting your teeth slightly. Just let this go. And just send that softness through the shoulders, all the way down to your hips, down to your fingers and your feet. Just trying to soften and loosen the joints. On your next breath, I just want you to take one ear towards the shoulder. So you're just tilting your head to one side. And then just take another breath, and then just take your head over to the other side. And I want you to try and just do this with your eyes closed. Just trust your body and what it's doing. And just bring your head back to the center. We're going to take a twist to the right first. So I want you to just turn your chest and shoulders. You can either bring the hand over the knee, maybe place the other hand behind you and just press that into the floor to help just lengthen the spine. Check back in with that breathing. Just make sure you're still breathing in, and then use the next breath out to release that twist and find the other side. Still keeping the eyes closed there if you can. This time, when you release from the twist, I want you to bring both hands behind you, press them into the floor, and then use that to push and lift the chest up towards the ceiling. If you feel comfortable taking the head back, then you can, but just be mindful of the neck. And then on your next breath out, just bring your chin towards your chest, walk your hands forward, and let's just take a natural fold over those legs. So soften through the neck, soften through the shoulders, just round through the back of the body. And then from there, just walk your hands back in. Okay, we're going to find all fours when you're all ready to. So just bring your weight into hands and knees, spreading out the fingers. Just keep the knees underneath the hips, okay? So we're going to work through up and downward facing cats in your own time. So as you inhale, I just want you to lift the chest, lift the tailbone up. When you breathe out, just push your hands into the ground and just find this rounded feeling through the back of your body. So breathe in to open and then exhale to close that movement. And I just want you to try and think about using the breath to lead each time you move. And again, if you can, do this with your eyes closed. With our eyes closed, we can really just tap in a bit more and really listen to what's going on inside. How is the back feeling today as you move in this way? Is there any tightness that you might be holding on to? You may feel that there's a bit of tension, maybe on one side more than the other. So if you wanted to now, you could start to break this mold and maybe take rolling cat. You might want to look over each shoulder and C-shape the spine. So just go with what feels good. Try not to think about what this looks like. Just go more with feeling. Yeah, and just obviously be mindful as you move. If something doesn't feel good, then you don't need to push it to that point. And however you're moving, whatever pace you're going at, just keep breathing with it. So you can get a little bit more into the shoulders maybe. You can start to bend through the arms. Maybe the weight comes back into the knees more and then back into the hands. And then from there, we're going to take child's pose when you're ready. So take your knees out just a little bit wider than the hips, keeping the feet together. Bring your hips back towards your heels. And you can either lengthen your arms in front, behind, or you can rest your head onto your hands. Maybe the first time coming into child's pose, you might want to take a little wriggle around in those hips. So move if you need to move, there's no pressure there. Just continue to breathe, just taking those steady breaths, keeping the eyes closed and just softening through the shoulders every time that you breathe out. We want to find a bit more space in between our flows today. So have this breathing space. Now when you're ready, I want you to walk your hands in. We're all going to take a kneeling position at the back of our mat. So just bring the knees in just a little bit closer together. If it's not comfortable sitting back on the heels, you can lift and keep the hips up. Okay, so just see how you feel. You might even want to tuck the toes under at the back. So what we're going to do is bring the palms together in front. Keep them close to the heart space. Just let those shoulders relax down. We're just going to take a nice short flow to just get us moving. So on your next breath in, I want you to lift up onto the knees, drive the hips forward and take your arms overhead. As you exhale, bring the hands down. Land them onto the floor and then breathe in to take upward facing cat. So you're opening the chest, lifting the tailbone. From there, I want you to just push the hips back slightly. Okay, and we're going to take our right foot to the outside of our right hand. So we take a nice wide kneeling lunge. Okay, so you're keeping that back knee grounded. Don't worry if you need to use the hand to bring the foot forward. The first lunge is always the tightest, isn't it? So you want to just soften those hips down. Keep the hands on the inside of that foot. If you feel comfortable to now, I want you to try and bring your hands off, keeping them together, and then breathe in, take them all the way up. Exhale, bring them down, push into the floor to send that leg back. And then we slowly roll up through the spine again to find that kneeling position where we began, okay? So let's just take that on the left side. So when you're ready to come up, lift those arms high, exhale, bring them down. Breathe into upward facing cat. Exhale to sit back, and then just use that to prepare to then bring your left foot forward. So we step nice and wide, soften those hips down towards the floor, and then we're going to gently lift our hands when we're ready. Take another breath in, lift. Exhale, come down. Slowly step the leg back and then roll up. Just take a couple of breaths. So we're going to take this flow once more on each side. If you feel comfortable with the movement, just find your own pace. So when you're ready, lift and land. Breathe in, exhale to prepare to then bring the right foot forward again. Try and relax through the hips as much as you can. Stay nice and grounded in the legs. Good, and then just flowing once more on the left. And then when you've finished, you're just going to stay back, kneeling, just catching the breath and keeping those hands close to heart center. Just try and soften the eyes. Soften the jawline and your shoulders. Okay, so when we're ready from here then, what I'd like you to do is take downward facing dog. So the first one, we're going to push those hands into the floor, tuck the toes to lift the knees and hips. And as it's the first downward facing dog, we want to just walk those heels into the floor. So just finding some movement in the ankles, maybe just taking a little twist through the chest, moving those hips. Okay, so again, just like we did with rolling cat on all fours, don't worry about what this looks like. This is all about feeling. So just getting the body moving, going with what feels right for you. Okay? So if you need to maybe just bring the knees down for a moment and then come back up, you can. There's no pressure to stay there that whole time. Okay, and then from there, we're going to take a walk forward, coming to the top of your mat then. So your feet, we're going to keep them hip width apart. Bend the knees so that you can just relax down through the back of the legs, because you may feel some tension down the back of the hamstrings. So just bend as much as you want, relax the neck and shoulders, and maybe just let the upper body just have a bit of movement. You can sway side to side. You might just want to stay still. Maybe the weight gently rocks forward or back. Obviously just keep your hands there as a little safety net. Okay. And then when you're ready to roll up, slowly feel every vertebrae as you come up to stand. And then as you lift, let your head be the last thing to rise, and just have a moment to catch your balance, because sometimes, as we all know, the first time coming up can feel a little bit dizzy. And then think about where you want the feet placed. So in mountain pose, you can either keep your feet apart, or if you want to at this stage, you can bring your feet together, connecting the big toes. And then you're going to have your hands facing the front. So palms forward, That will naturally let the shoulders come back, create a better posture, and keep that chest open, okay? So holding there in mountain pose. Just take a few breaths, feel where the weight is in the feet. Maybe just take a few rocks forward and back. Keep the heart space open. Now, if you have the space, we're going to take the arms wide. Otherwise, you can bring your arms in front. So let's breathe in, take a deep breath in, lift the chest and take your eye gaze up. Palms connect above your head. We're then going to bend the elbows, bring the hands all the way through the center, and we fold. So keeping our sun salutation nice and simple. We're going to soften the knees and then take both feet back to plank. Okay. So from your plank position, we can go knees or toes. So if I'm going on my knees, I'm going to release the feet. I'm going to bend my elbows, lower my chest down to crocodile, soften the hips to the floor, and we take a back bend. Now this doesn't need to be huge. You might just want to stay nice and low, letting those shoulders come back. Or if you want to, of course, you can extend and take upward facing dog. From there, tuck the toes, everyone find downward dog. And then from downward facing dog, we're going to make our way forward to the top of our mat. And you can either do this by walking, stepping, or jumping. Bringing yourself back to your fold, relaxing through the neck. And then from there, roll up through the spine, taking the arms back out, lifting them up to extended mountain, and then the hands come back down and to release back by your side. Okay? All right, so that's one round. So next round, let's focus a little bit more on breath. So inhale to come up. Breathe out to come down. Breathe into plank, step or jumping back. Exhale, knees or toes as you lower down. Breathe in, back bend. You can just take cobra, or you can come all the way up. Push back to down dog. And then from down dog, make your way forward. So walking, if you're stepping, you can take a lunge and then bring the other foot to join. And then slowly rise. Okay. So when you're ready, just let your arms come back by your side. Just reset mountain pose. Now what I'd like you to try and do now, if you feel comfortable with the sequence, okay, just go at your own pace, go with your time, and I want you to try with your eyes closed, okay? So just close your eyes now. I want you to trust your body, okay? So when you feel ready to move, just begin. Obviously, if you want to keep your eyes closed for another round or two, you can. If you want to keep your eyes open for another round or two, you can. But I want to encourage you to try and keep them closed. Okay. If you wanted to, instead of taking crocodile or cobra, you could just take upward facing cat. You can stay on all fours if you wish. And then you can always push back to down dog from there. Okay, so adapt and change the sequence to suit you. So you can go for a more gentle practice today. You might want to add a little bit more heat. And as you're flowing, you have those eyes closed. How does it feel? Does it feel uncomfortable? It might do. Does it make you feel more cautious? How does your spatial awareness feel? So there's no right or wrong, just become aware of any feelings as you're flowing. Flowing with our eyes closed engages the core more. Okay, so it does switch on the muscles a little bit more. We have to probably think a little bit more what we're doing, each move, each step. And also with our breathing as well. Now, I'd like you to all just take one more, okay? So if you've already started a round, don't worry, just make it your last one. Notice if you're flowing faster or quicker with your eyes closed. Is there a change? And whenever you've finished, I want you to just stay standing in mountain pose. Just keeping the arms by your side, just catching your breath again. Keeping those eyes closed. Notice how just moving in this way feels in the body. And just catch your breath again. Okay, so from here you can open your eyes. All right, and just readjust the position if you need. So what we're going to do now is start to build upon a sequence. So the first part, okay, we're going to look at now. So we're going to stay in mountain pose, keeping those palms forward. On your next breath in, I want you to take your arms all the way out, bring them back together overhead, and then you're going to bend your elbows and bend your knees, and we're going to find intense pose. So intense pose, we want to engage through the core. Lower back wants to stay nice and flat. Okay, so think belly button to spine. Weight is in the heels of the feet. So you're going to feel some nice warmth in the top of the legs. And then what we're going to do from here is dive into a flat back. So you're going to push the tailbone away, lower the chest down. And try and keep the back extended and try and keep the legs long as well. Good. From there, you're going to bend your knees and fold. So release all that tension from the back of the legs. Let the upper body go. And then we're going to just roll up to stand from there. Taking your arms back out. And then coming back down by your side. Okay? So let's just try that again a few more times. So breathe in, lift, exhale to intense. Okay, breathe into your flat back. And then exhale to fold. Slowly breathe in to roll up. And then breathe out to reset. Okay, so probably know what I'm going to say. We're going to do it again, a couple more times, eyes closed, all right? So just let yourself begin when you're ready. So try and resist the urge to open those eyes. Trust your body, trust yourself. Your body knows what it's doing. Okay, now just take one more round from here. Your legs don't have to be locked out in your flat back, remember. You can always soften the knees a bit if it feels tense in the hamstrings. Okay. Alright, so after that second one, just bring your arms back by your side. Just open the eyes again. Okay, so that's your first section. From here, we're going to come into the second part. So I want you to take your arms back up again. This time we come straight down to fold, bringing the hands through the center and then release. Okay, so from here, we're going to take a lunge. So we're going to step our right leg back, take a really long stride back, bending through the front leg. Now, in any lunge in this sequence, an option that you can take if you want to, you can soften the back knee down. I want to encourage you to try and find some length and then strengthen that back quad, okay? So at the moment, we're probably all resting a little bit on this front leg, aren't we, guys? All right, so what we want to do is try and resist that a bit. I want you to engage through the tummy muscles and try and lift that chest just slightly off the leg so you can feel the muscles engage. Push through both feet as firmly as you can. So we've got a really strong lower body base. Then from here, I want you to test that and try and reach your arms forward. Okay, if it doesn't feel right, you can tap the fingers down, but I want you to try and release the hands off. Now from here, we're going to push, bring the back heel down and open to warrior two. I've really badly placed myself the other way around, so I can repeat that and do it on this side. Okay, so we open into warrior two. So right leg back, heel comes down all the way out. So warrior two, opening through the hip, pushing this knee out towards the little toe, relaxing those shoulders, keeping the arms nice and long. Your back foot parallel or slightly turned in. All right. And then guys, just breathe. Check back in with your breath. Make sure that you're still breathing. And then we're going to push through the front foot. So we're extending the front leg, squeezing through that quad. You're then going to tip back and take reverse triangle. Okay, so you're opening the chest, you're finding this length all the way up through the arm, through the shoulder. And then from reverse triangle, we take triangle pose. So take your arms back out, keep both legs as straight as you can, reach forward towards that front foot, find that tipping point, and then bring your hand down to your shin or the floor or ankle, and then reach this arm up. Now, if you need to in triangle, we all know we can soften the front knee a little bit if we want to. If you have blocks or anything at home, you can use one by the foot, okay? It says chucking that way. And then from your triangle pose, look down, then the front leg, find your lunge again. So we release the back heel, bring your hands back onto the floor. Now you can either step into fold and stand, or if you want to add a flow on at the end, take your foot back to plank, knees or toes. You can take up cat, or you can lower down, taking a back bend, and then push back to down dog. Basically just taking your sun salutation that we've just practiced. From there, of course, step or jump forward, back to your fold, and then slowly rise. Okay, so very different feel in that section, some big dynamic moves. So we're going to try that all on the left, okay? So I will have my back to you a little bit on this side. She conveniently placed herself well there, didn't she? So let's open those palms. Breathe in, come up, exhale to fold. Okay, so take your left leg back to lunge. So engage the tummy muscles. Try and just lift up away from that front knee. Squeeze, drive through both feet, reach the arms forward. And then back heel comes down. Big breath, open to warrior two. Okay, so the left leg stays back. We're opening through those hips again. Just try and take the shoulders down the back, find that length through the arms. Then push through the front foot. Reverse triangle, lift up through the chest. Well done. And then take those arms wide, triangle from here. So reach forwards, find that tipping point. Don't know if anyone heard my hip then. Let's open the chest, reaching that arm up. Try and roll that top shoulder back as far as you can. And then from there, bend the knee, find that lunge, okay? Option to add a flow in, or if you don't want a flow, you can just step the back foot into fold and then roll up from there. Okay? So obviously just keep flowing if you need to, otherwise just take this opportunity now to just stand, take a rest. Okay, sorry, I had to just check the time, guys. I've obviously just moved house, so I haven't put a clock up yet. Just consciously checking the time. Okay, so when you come back to stand, let's just stay in mountain pose, relax those shoulders. Okay. So from here, one more time each side. We're going to go through that section. Now, have you guessed what I'm going to say? Let's try with the eyes closed. So, soften the eyes, let them close when you're ready. Okay, breathe in, lift up. Exhale and fold. So let's take the right leg back, lunge. Okay, now if you feel comfortable going at your own pace, please do. Engage, lift the top leg, squeeze the back leg as much as you can, squeeze the muscles all through the core so you can lift those hands off. Now if you can, keep those eyes closed as you place the back heel down and open to Warrior Two. Now, I don't know if anyone else felt it, a little bit wobbly. So squeeze, engage those core muscles. When you come back into your reverse triangle, okay, trust your body, you know the movements, your body knows what's going on. So just be mindful as you shift from each pose to the next. Okay, might feel a little bit uncomfortable, keeping those eyes closed. Just want you to become aware of any feelings as you're flowing. It may change the options you take. Of course, just take any break in between each round as you need. You might want to just take a few breaths before you then go into that other side. The lower body strong in your lunges. Feel how much the core has to engage as you then open into your Warrior Two. Remember, you don't have to flow at the end. You might just want to step in to fold and then rise from there. So wherever you are on each side, just take a moment, keep flowing until you come back to stand. And then I want you to just stay in mountain pose with those palms facing forward. Eyes are still closed, just catching your breath. So from here, let's open our eyes, just catch the balance, reset the feet if you need to. So last section we're going to look at. Okay, so we're going to take our arms up again. Come back down to your fold. Bend your knees, soften the neck. And then we're going to step or jump back to down dog.
Okay, so your hips are going to go straight up. Push through the palms. Keep the chest open. So you really want to drive through the hands and keep those arms nice and long. And just try and let the shoulders slide down the back. Okay. From downward facing dog, if you need to, you can soften the knees, be kind to those hamstrings. We're going to take the right leg up in the air first. Okay. So I'm going to show this side first so that you can see better. So just lift that leg. You can bend the knee if you need to. Open through that hip. And then try and square your shoulders to the floor. So keep the chest open, keep driving through the hands. And then we're going to step this foot to the outside of our hand. So right foot outside of the right hand, we take a nice wide lunge. Lots of lovely lunges today. So let's drive and push into both feet. Okay, your hands, we're going to shift them. One hand is going to come to the outside of this foot. Okay, but we're keeping a nice wide stance in the feet. We're going to push off the back foot, and I want you to all find warrior 3. So we're going to drive off the back foot, feel the weight shift into that front leg, and then I want you, I'm going to chop my head off there a little bit on the camera, you're going to push off, and if you feel comfortable to, you can either bring your arms back or in front. I'm going to give that option to you guys. So warrior 3, you can either keep the back toe down, bending through the supporting leg, or if you want to try, take the leg off into a balance. Okay, no pressure. All right, go with what feels right. And then to come out, hands come down, bring that foot down into a fold. Okay, so the feet might land slightly apart, that's fine. Just soften into that fold. And then we're going to slowly roll up to stand. As you come up, take the arms wide. And then let the arms come down. And then the last bit, you just shift your feet back together and reset a mountain pose. Okay? So, let's try that again. Other side. So just take a moment to catch the breath. And then when you're ready to begin, let's just lift, let those arms rise, and then come down to fold. Step or jump to dog. Hips stay up, driving through the hands. Let's then take that other leg up. So left leg rises, opening through the hip, driving through the hands. Take a deep breath in. Just feel how that is on the hip. And then you're going to take your foot nice and wide, right into that lunge then. So keep the foot on the mat. Hands are on the inside of the foot. And then you can bring this other hand to the outside so that when you push off that back foot now, there we go. You can let those hands become light. Stay nice and low in that supporting leg. It's up to you if you lift the leg or not. You might want to keep the toes down. And then we're going to all land into that fold. Bend your knees here. Okay, give yourself that bit of release. And then slowly rise. And release your arms. Okay. Anyone else holding their breath? Just a little bit. Okay. So let's come back into that last section then. One more time each side. All right. Now, if anyone's feeling brave, eyes closed. Let's have a go. So be careful of your furniture at home. Okay, make sure we don't hit any lampshades or anything. All right, especially coming into that balance. So let's have a play. So when you're ready, begin. Step or jump to dog. So right leg, eyes closed if you're going for it. So land into the lunge. Okay, just think, how do lunges feel with your eyes closed? Okay. Now just be very careful, mindful coming into this balance with your eyes closed if you're having a go. You may find that the back foot might not even come off the floor.
with those eyes closed, and that's okay. All right, we're just having a play, seeing how it feels, just trusting the body a little. Okay, and then of course, whenever you're ready to come out, just lift and reset before you go on the other side. Okay. So take your time, there's no rush to flow through this. Whenever you finish, just stay standing. Keep the eyes closed. Just catch your breath. Okay, so just stay standing, keeping those eyes closed, everybody. Just catch your breath, there's no rush. Then open them. How does that feel? Okay, so what we're going to do is come down to the floor, however you like. There is no set way. Okay, so take a seat, guys. Grab a drink if you need to. Do what you need to do with the legs, shoulders. Probably feel your legs a little bit on this one, I think. Okay, so we're going to stay in this position with the legs in front. Now, if you need to, seated, okay, you can use a block, or if you don't have a block, you can obviously use books or a cushion, something to heighten, lift the hips. Doing this helps release any tension from the hamstrings or the hips if you need it. You might not want to use it. All right, now, what we're going to do is focus on one leg at a time. So I'm just going to show you from this angle. So let's all bring our right foot in front first. Okay, so I want you to place the sole of the foot on the inside of that thigh, or you can bring it a little bit lower down towards the knee if you like. And you want to try and just let this knee fall out to the side as easy as possible. What you could do as well, if this is uncomfortable, you can place something underneath the knee. So you could put some cushions or a pillow under, okay, if that feels more comfortable. We're not looking at really stretching at the beginning of this. What we're trying to do is find tension and build heat. So what I want you to do is bring your thumbs to connect together, just like, if I come closer, like this. So you want to lengthen the thumbs, bring the hands out like that. And what you're going to do is place the thumbs onto the shin, okay? And then your fingers then just wrap around the leg. Okay, so you're just holding onto your lower leg. Now what you want to do is keeping the chest facing forward, keeping the arms straight, pull your shoulder blades back so your chest opens. And then thinking about the tummy muscles, you want to think about really just sucking in. So you want your belly button to draw in towards you, which this may feel a little bit uncomfortable, guys. All right, so that is how it's kind of meant to feel, because we want to build this heat in the body. So think about drawing the tummy muscles in, so they're always engaged. You're holding onto the leg, you're keeping those arms locked out straight. Flex this foot in front. And then I want you to bring your chin towards your chest. Okay, so you're lengthening down the back of the neck. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to hold this position. Okay, so we're holding this position nice and strong. And really focus now on just keeping it a continuous breath, flowing in and out through the nose. So breathe in and out, but don't relax the tummy. We want to keep the core muscles engaged. Keep thinking about sucking inwards. Okay, try not to grip onto the leg. Relax the hands. Just keep them there as a focus point. What you should feel in this pose is all the postural muscles working. Okay, so feeling those shoulder blades pull back, bringing that chest forward so that the spine stays long. If you do feel the back start to soften and round, bring the hands just a little bit closer towards you so you're not feeling too much tension down the back of the leg. Okay, so you might want to close your eyes doing this. Just keep the tummy muscles engaged, keep sucking in, keep breathing deeply as much as you can. Just feel that heat building in the body. Keep those shoulders pulling back. Well done, everyone. I know it's not the most comfortable of positions. Just try and take one more breath, and then you're going to release. I want you to soften forward, melt through the back of your body, and then just let the head go. So just release, soften into a forward fold over that leg. Just let the arms relax, let the shoulders relax. Okay, and then you're going to just slowly roll up from there. Okay, extend that leg. Whew, shake if you need, and then we're going to repeat on the other side. So bring the other foot in. Let the knee fall out, flex the foot in front, and then again finding that connection with the hands, so palms come down onto the shin, keep the thumbs connected and just wrap the fingers round. Okay, now squeeze the shoulder blades back, push that chest forward.
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Ignore my Alexa, I'm going to unplug her. She's awful. Again, engage through the tummy muscles. So think, drawing belly button to spine, keeping that heat in the tummy. And then chin tuck to chest, breathe when you're ready. So just start those long, deep breaths in, keeping the core engaged, keeping that heat building in the body, and using those upper back muscles to keep the spine long and shoulders pulled back. Well done, just check in, keep drawing the belly button inwards, keep those arms long, try not to grip through the hands. Okay, and just try and keep the chest forward, try not to go and lean to an angle there, just keep drawing that chest forward towards that front leg. Well done, everyone. Good, 2 more breaths. Doing really well. And then after that last breath, I want you to just soften forward and let go. So release through the back of your body. Let those arms release. Don't think about how far you should be folding forward. Just naturally let yourself just go. Okay, and then from there just walk your hands back in, rolling up through the spine. Okay, just want you to take the legs in front and just take any movements here you need. You might want to move through the spine a little bit. Might feel good maybe to just take a side bend, maybe a seated twist. Just have a few moments there to yourself. Okay, and then we're going to come onto our back. So we're going to stay on our back for the rest of the session. So obviously pop a layer on if you need. I'm quite warm after that, if I'm honest. So let's bring those knees in towards the chest. Okay, give yourself a hug and just let the lower back just release. Take a little rock side to side if that feels good. And try to relax those shoulders. Your upper body is probably going to feel a bit of tension at the moment after that. So just let the shoulders go. Okay. All right, and then from there, just keep hold of your right leg. Release the left leg away. And I just want you to circle the right knee around 4 times each way. So we're just massaging through the hip. Just slowing the movement down and just keeping some release in the lower back. And then if it feels good with this knee, I want you to draw it across the body. So place your opposite hand over the leg. Just pull the knee across so that you just feel that right hip lift from the floor. And you feel this twist in the torso. Okay, and then just releasing back slowly, extend that leg away, and let's just repeat that on the left. So again, just circle the knee around 4 times each way if you can there. Take on the time. She's good, she's good. All right, and then from there, if you want to, you can take that knee across your body, just feeling a twist there, releasing through the lower back. Okay, and then just let that leg come back. Take a full body stretch here if it feels good. Reaching arms overhead, legs away. And then just take a deep breath and let it go and let all the tension release. So just take any additional movements you need if you want to on the floor here. And then we're going to take a short relaxation to finish. So your arms are just going to be by the side of your body. Slowly roll those shoulders down your back. Okay, stay lying on your back there if you can. And then I just want you to have a bit of space between the feet. Now your hands, I want you to either place the hands onto the heart space or onto your tummy. I want you to feel your breath, so just place them wherever it feels more comfortable too. And then close your eyes. So just stay lying down, keeping those hands just resting. Relax the muscles in your face, relax the jawline, just check back in. And as you're breathing in and out through the nose, just feel the breath. Imagine that you're breathing into your hands. I just want you to take a few moments here just to yourself to really just feel the natural movement that the breath creates. How it just softens the body and just calms you. And just take a few deeper breaths in. And just think to yourself now, just check in. How do you feel now at this point? How does your body feel? How do you feel? And if you want to, you can start to just gradually move again and just introduce yourself back into your space. So just take your time to do this. There's no pressure to move in a certain way. And then gradually, if you want to, just bring yourself back to a seated position, just resting your hands back onto your knees. Okay, you can just slightly just open the eyes, keeping the eye gaze down. Bring your palms back together, and let's just tap the thumbs down towards the forehead, towards your lips, and then towards your hearts, and namaste. And thank you.